And hi, guys, and welcome back to the Henderson Show. I'm Shirlene, and I have a wonderful guest called Tashara. She's an amazing singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, mother, and there's a whole list. I'm going to pass it on to Tashara now. She can tell you what else she does.
Thank you. Hi guys, that was great. Thank you for that intro.
You're welcome.
My name is Tashara, and as Shirlene said, I am a creative entrepreneur. I wear many hats and I have many different layers to my voice. I'm a singer, as you said, songwriter, I'm a published author, and I'm a coach. I'm working on now becoming a public speaker.
Amazing.
I'm a trained and experienced careers coach and Christian counsellor.
Wow.
I like to say I have one voice, many layers. That's my thing.
That.
So depending on what I'm called to do at that time, I'll access my different voice, my different mode for wherever it is I'm needed for.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's like when you said you got many layers, don't ask me, I just think of an onion. Like
Onion, yeah.
And you can peel, without obviously the tears, tears of joy, but it is like that, is that as you unfold, like you become more of a creator, of a creative person, this voice, this entrepreneur. And I think God gives us many gifts and talents. Mm-hmm. It's up to us to harvest and harness what he's given us. And sometimes we feel like so many people say, oh, was it jack of all trades, master of none? But the end of it is, but it's better to have a trade than have none. Ooh, sprinkles.
Yeah.
So we can't limit God when he's given us these gifts and talents, and we then listen to the outside noises of the world to say, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, too many things. And it's good. It is good to build up on that one trade first, get that in the bag like you're a singer. So absolutely, perfect that voice, go out, sing. But at the same time, when he's giving you other talents, it's then time to pray and say, you know what, God, what other talents have you given me? And how do I perfect these as well in order to work for your kingdom and to help others?
Amen.
So, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, thank you for asking me.
So I would like to just hear a bit about your story. So, because I'm so excited for you to share where you are now, but we're going to take it back a little bit. Let's go back in time.
Let's go way back
in time, and just see how you blossomed to this blooming person you are now.
Okay.
You said I did there, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
You guys
You're going to find out later. So, stick around because there's lots to come. So,
absolutely.
I'll go back to my childhood. So, I grew up in a performing arts family. Amazing. So, performing and creativity is what I grew up on. My dad was a toy musician. He was signed to Virgin and was managed by Richard Branson, and my mum was a professional dancer and choreographer. So I hear my mum say, would hear my mum say that she was still teaching classes when she was 8-9 months pregnant with me. So I literally was grown as a dancer.
Birth to be a dancer
Definitely.
performer. I love that.
And that's what we did. I went to her dance classes. We stretched. We danced at home. And I would go to the studio with my dad, be in, those sessions. So for me, I just grew up in the studio. I grew up in a dance studio, and that's what life was. And I was always very creative, coming up with my own songs when I was younger and creating groups. And I was quite organised as well. I'd write my songs and I'd create like folders to put them in, and like these little sections, like this is for that song and this is for that. I remember it now, my little lined paper folder that I made to put all my songs in. And then I remember auditioning girls to be in the group at school.
It's like when I was watching the Destiny's Child and how they got, and then got the Beyonce doing exactly that.
And I remember doing like it's so funny, like in the cloakroom before school, had my Casio piano with the background music, the little programs music that they have, and like singing the class into the classroom.
Oh wow, this is primary.
Primary school, I was in the cloakroom playing as they arrived and hung their coats up and went into the classroom.
That's amazing. And the teachers even allowed for you to do it.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I don't even know how, but I remember doing it. I don't know
Yeah.
what the setup was, how it was arranged or what, but I remember.
Yeah.
I have the memory doing it. So yeah, I'd always be in all of the shows, like in school and out of school. We'd have dance shows that I'd be a part of and competitions. And I remember my first lead role was we did the Blues Brothers at high school, but we did the Blues Sisters. Yeah, so I was one of the sisters, and we also did Little Shop of Horrors, and I was one of the singing, background vocals. Yeah. Throughout the whole show, so I did that. And then, but, those were really nice moments that I remember. Yeah. But alongside that, I was bullied, so badly. I was I made the best of it, but I did struggle. I was brutally, I would say, but bullied. No. So there was many times I just didn't have friends. I'd be a loner. Yeah. I would be suffering within and no one would know.
And do you remember what you was bullied about?
Yeah, some of the things the way I look.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just name calling, or you think you're so nice, and it just just things that was not true. Yeah. That I didn't think I was so nice, and I just being myself. But I guess maybe they saw something in me that maybe threatened them because I was so creative and I was doing all this great stuff. But then maybe they, now with my adult brain, I'm thinking, they probably just wanted to tear me down because they were jealous.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I never spoke about it until it started to really affect me when I went to college. Yeah. And then
so this was primary school.
Primary school I was bullied. Yeah. Secondary school I was bullied. Right. Then I went to college, started getting bullied.
How did it dampen your confidence?
A lot, because I actually auditioned and got into Brit School.
Oh wow.
And I went to Brit School. Yeah. But I had no confidence.
Wow.
I didn't believe in myself.
Yeah.
Now I know if you get into Brit School, it means you have talent.
Absolutely.
It means not everyone will get into Brit School. I got in, but I just didn't believe in my talent. I just couldn't believe that they even let me in. I was like, why did they let me in? That's how badly I had no confidence and just. Yeah, so in the end I dropped out. Okay. I dropped out and I just went to. What year was you? Because I know in the first year.
It starts from year 10, doesn't it?
I went in for secondary for college.
Yeah.
So I went
from sixth form.
Yeah, sixth form. Okay. I dropped out in halfway through. Oh no. And I went and did A levels at a normal college. I did math, music, sociology, business, some just normal subjects, and then I was bullied in college. And then I stopped.
And you was what, 17?
Yeah. It was the same thing. You think you're so nice. Look at you. And
so it's almost like, and
I swear I would try to be under the radar,
Yeah. So it's what I'm sort of hearing is that kind of devil in the mix that is trying to stop you in your tracks before you blossom to the person you are. Yeah. So mentally trying to wear you down and stuff like that. So you can think, well, if they're saying that I'm this person, I'm not good enough, then it must be true.
Yeah. Wow. And the thing is that my parents would always speak life over me. They were always encouraging. They were always saying, you can sing, you're so talented, you're so, but I don't know why the school kids' voices were louder at that time. And I believed them, I guess.
It's your age as well. They're the people that are closest to your age. They have an understanding, so it must be true. My parents are always going to be my parents, always going to love me.
Yeah.
But it's not,
It's like, my son says, oh, you're just saying that because you're my mum. I'm like, no, I'm saying it because it's true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I remember refusing to go to college one day and just absolutely refusing and just in tears, and my mum going, what is wrong? And then I finally told her what was happening. And she marched me down to the college and demanded to speak to whoever was in charge, and we had to have a meeting that day, and we were sorting it out, and my child is scared to come to college because of this needs to be sorted out. And I was like, oh, why didn't I do this before? Why have I been suffering all this time? If I should have just said something from primary school, then maybe things would have been different. But
and that's a powerful message to even parents now that may feel that their child's being bullied. And some parents, you may think that every parent will have that stance. Some parents don't realise, because they might think it might make the situation worse. My child might be even more isolated, but you have to stand up for your children. and you have to make it known to the school that, because so many schools now, it's got some really great bullying policies, but sometimes they don't implement them as well because they're always busy and they've got so many children. So any parent out there that is facing this with their children, as your mum did, march down to the school and let your voice be heard, and make that child realise that they've got a support network at home, that these bullies, unfortunately, some of them are also going through things at home, so they will come to school and they'll take that paint out on another child, which is unfair, and maybe that bully needs some counselling, needs some help, maybe that family needs the support, but at the end of the day, that's not your issue. Your problem is about, or not your problem, but your issue is about, making sure your child is safe and their well-being is looked after. So thank you for sharing that, actually, because there's so much going on at the moment, especially with, we spoke about body dysmorphia and the peer pressures of being in school, having the latest trainers and stuff like that. I think more so than before, because you've got social media and obviously technology is advanced, more kids are being sort of like pressured.
Yeah.
But so thank you for sharing that, because it's a lot going on at the moment. But so your mum went down there.
And it got sorted to an extent, I think. And there was always before that there was always some threat of a fight. Oh, we want to fight you. Why? I'm not a fighter. I don't move like that.
No.
Why do you want to fight me?
Yeah.
I don't want to fight. Do you know what I mean?
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I remember actually I had one fight actually in secondary school, so rewinding a bit. And this girl was walking down the road behind me, pushing me in my back, pushing me. And all the crowd was there. She told everyone, I want to beat her up, and all this. And then in the end, I remember something snapping inside of me and turning around and literally just battered her.
Wow.
Because I was that furious.
Yeah,
and I remember having her on the ground and just really going bang, bang on the floor. And then some adults or whatever came and pulled us apart. But I was just like fuming at that point because... I didn't want to fight, and then you're pushing it. You're bringing a whole crowd. What are we getting paid to do this? Because is it? Is this a whole paid event of kind of thing? But anyway, so that happened. I remember after that. Now I got respect. People were
it's strange.
I'm this bad girl now, and I wasn't trying to be this bad girl. It was just
trying to survive.
Did you see what she did? And it was like all of a sudden the bullies didn't want bullying me anymore.
Yeah.
So that kind of died down, I feel like, in secondary school, and there was that little respect that I got afterwards. But then going to college, it was, again, I think what the issue was with college is that I was in an interracial relationship. They didn't like that I had a white boyfriend.
Okay.
And so, bounty, coconut, you think it's so nice. And they'd be shouting at me on the buses and all types of things, just... because I had a white boyfriend, they didn't like it.
Wow.
It's like, why is it your business? Why do you care so much? You don't even know me, but you're making it your business.
And I think it's how you've been raised though as well, isn't it? I think not maybe yourself, but just in terms of the black culture, the community. It's even like the Asians and stuff. Stick to your own, have your own, and you don't want to look outside of your race. And then the whole slavery thing, those are the oppressors and stuff like that. So
I mean, this is the thing, right? I don't both my parents are Jamaican. They're both black, and it didn't occur to me that it was an issue to date a white person. I didn't really see colour, honestly. It might sound really dumb, but I just didn't.
Yeah, you weren't raised that way.
I was not raised that way.
To make you feel...
No. So it was weird to me to be bullied, but because I had a white boyfriend.
Yeah.
So anyway, that relationship broke down, obviously, because of the pressure that we were under. And then I went into... I ended up getting a black boyfriend in the end. And I remember actually I had a lot of boyfriends because I had a lot of problems with females.
Okay.
So I would always have a boyfriend because that was the only place I felt accepted and safe.
Right.
And I got the baddest boyfriend that I could find, who was everyone respected in the area. It's I remember telling him about this girl that was giving me trouble at college, and he went and spoke to her, was like, leave her alone, that's my girl.
Yeah.
And when she realised that, she's with him, She left me alone.
Wow, so it's like, that's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend.
He was like this kung fu champion. He was this bad boy,
So
and
he had like that kind of reputation.
He had the reputation,
yeah.
and I was his princess, and everyone better leave her alone. And they did.
And you see, but you see how when we go through things, trauma or as you said, bullying and stuff, how that kind of shapes how we think now about society and protection, potentially getting someone or a boyfriend to kind of protect you because of what you've been through.
And that was before I found God. So all this, I was raised a Christian, and we went to Sunday school and everything. But I remember pulling away from it after when I was in my teens. Yeah. Because one New Year's Eve, I went to serve holding the candle or something with the gown on. And I was walking down the aisle and some kids from school were there, and they were like, oh, you know, like.
There we go.
So
again.
I get back to school and it's like, and just all this Mickey taking, like, you know, about me doing that. And I think I just decided I'm not going back to church. I'm not having that again. No. So I never went back. And then I remember just before I went to university, I had this desire to go to church. Yeah. And so I went, and I remember taking the communion and choking. I thought I was going to die. No. The way I was choking, I thought God was like, nope, don't come back. That's how I took it. Like, what do you mean you're coming to drink my wine and eat my bread and receive? No. And I choked so badly on it that I thought God was just saying, listen, fix up. Okay. That's how I took it.
So a bit like a warning. Yeah. Not that he was literally choking you.
Terrible, but like
I'd
not been in church for a long time. I was not living the life, you know.
And how old was you?
I was 18 then. Okay. I was 18. I took myself to church and that happened. And then I fast forward, went to university, went away, moved away from home, and I had a Christian in my dorm, I had a Christian in my class, I had a Christian at work, and all of them were talking to me about God. So that was, I feel like God was calling me then.
Yeah, it's kind of intervention.
He was like, he had me surrounded. Covered. So it was only a matter.
I love that.
There was only a matter of time before I was going to give my life. And then I remember in the dorm, my friends leading me in the prayer to receive Jesus, and then my journey sort of from there with God
kind of grew.
Started from there. So from 18, and then I went through loads of different things, went to church for many years. Then I left church after actually I'm fast forwarding so much.
That's all right.
There's so much, but after some years in church, I met my ex-husband now, had my son, but we had a really difficult marriage. Okay. It was, and we ended up getting a divorce.
And how did that affect you? Because as we spoke earlier on, and nobody does, you don't get married to get divorced or to think that would be the end of your marriage.
It was brutal. I didn't, like you said, did not get married to get a divorce. I'd never wanted a divorce. It took us a long time. Yeah. Several years. We were separated for some years, and then finally we got a divorce. And my son was very small. That was traumatic as well, because I never wanted to be a single mom. No disrespect to any single moms, but that was not my desire for myself. So that was tough. And going through a divorce and being a single mom and then being in church and feeling like no one gets me, I just didn't fit anymore. I wasn't single anymore. I was a single mom. There were no single moms. I wasn't married anymore, so I didn't fit the family. I just didn't fit anymore. And every time I'd go to church, it would just be so painful. So then I just stopped going. One day I said, I'm just not going to go today. Yeah. And then one day then turned into years.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like going to the gym. Missing the gym for one day, it's like 2 years later.
That's what happened. I didn't realise it until several years had passed. I poured myself into my work, built my business up. I built my business. My business is Sleek Entertainment. It's a live music company where I do weddings and parties and stuff.
Say that again.
Sleek Entertainment.
Sleek Entertainment.
Yes. So I built that around my son so that I could, because I was touring before that. Yeah. So when I met my ex-husband.
Can we go? Yeah. And I was going to say, so do you feel like your business was birthed out of some of your experiences?
Yeah. So I was, before I got married, before I met my husband, I started to tour with Soul to Soul.
Okay.
And I sang with them for several years. But once I had my son, I went on maternity leave and came back, I noticed that I was struggling. I was tired.
Yeah.
Because when you're on the road a lot, it just takes it out of you. And you've got a little child, and you're going through a divorce.
Yeah, wow.
It was taking its toll on me. And I decided I needed to be able to choose when I sang, try to earn what I wanted to earn, and go when I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And that's why I decided to build Sleek, because I would be able to choose when I would work.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to do these long journeys out of the country sometimes, and on the road for many hours, and sleeping on the tour bus and coming back just destroyed.
Yeah.
And then you've got to be, hi baby, and you know, be
Mum.
there for your little your 2-year-old, you know. So that's how that came, and I was grieving terribly the loss of my marriage, and I poured myself into my business. And because it brought me so much joy. You know, I took music wasn't my therapy, is my therapy still, I would say, but it was more so then, because it was something that I could do, earn from, but also was just lit me up in so many ways. So I just, and still does now. I love it.
Would you say that's like your purpose, to sing, to entertain, to...
I love to bring joy. That's what I say. I bring joy to occasions. I love to, you know, help people celebrate special moments in their life. And I take it very seriously, you know, very, very seriously. Usually ask any member of my team, they know like that. Tashara, don't play. Like my attention to detail is so, you know, there. And so I've got myself as a singer, I've got my group, and I've got the band. I do a Whitney Houston tribute and a Motown tribute, and I wear the wig sometimes. Not so much anymore because my hair's so long it can't fit under the wig. But if I have to put it under there, I do. And because I grew up on Motown. I grew up on the disco. My parents played that at home. So I always loved the dresses and the hair and the glamour. And I just wanted to, when Dreamgirls came out, I was like, I want to do that. I want to, how, you know? And then I started to create my shows and choreograph, because my mum was a choreographer. I learned that. I danced for my whole childhood. So I poured all of my choreography into my shows, my music background from my dad, my business. My mum was an entrepreneur, my dad was an entrepreneur, so I saw them building businesses. I grew up seeing my parents do their own businesses. So to me that was normal.
And that's important, especially for your grounding and where you are now, because you've seen it. You've not just seen it, you've lived it with them. You didn't know any different. That was their life, their career. And I can see how you just light up when you look at your face. I can see how you light up when you talk about the music, and even as you said, bringing joy to others, you know, through your voice, which is obviously a God-given talent. And it's so nice because music is therapy to a lot of people. Same like you got dance or movement and stuff like that, and art therapy and stuff, but the voice is so powerful. So in the beginning, you know, God just spoke and commanded things to start, you know, the night, the moon, the sun, the splitting the heavens from, you know, the waters, and that just by speaking. Just so you could imagine you singing and speaking life into somebody who's going through something just by your voice. How powerful is that?
And that's why, am I allowed to say now? Am I just talking about it? Not yet.
So you want to talk about where you are now. So let's just go back a little bit. So so you've gone through bullying as a young person, a child growing up, and that brings its own trauma because the body keeps score, and as you said, it kind of filtered from the primary to sort of like, you know, they're not having that confidence, because to be given a chance, or obviously you got into the Brits, you know, it's an application, it's an audition process, it's not easy to get into the Brits, but so to go through that and then to drop out must have been a lot, and then to go to college and it's the same thing. It's like, what is this thing following me?
And I should have just stayed at Brits.
Yeah, well,
where my people were,
yeah,
who would understand me.
Absolutely, but then
all the creatives.
Yeah, and this is it. And then you think back, like, that opportunity that was missed, but you were going through a lot. So mentally, you could say that in hindsight now, but then if you think about what you was going through then, that was the right decision for you. And for me, God kind of saw that decision that was made, and then to look to what we're going to talk about now, it still set that pace and that journey to allow you to be.
Yeah, because you know what I didn't say? When I got saved and I started to do my journey in church, I started to sing in church.
Yeah, okay.
So I would, so I joined the worship team, I joined choirs, I was in groups, and I feel like I was starting to get my healing and find my voice again.
Yeah.
And step into, I didn't realise at the time, my calling of, you know, using my voice to sing and to, like I said, bring joy to, you know, people. And I'd get asked to do weddings, I'd get asked to do funerals, I'd get asked to do events. And people would say, oh, are you a professional singer? And at the time I wasn't. I was just doing it. I was just flowing with what was normal and natural to me. Yeah. And people were enjoying it. And that's where I would say I fast forward some years. Then, you know, as I already said, I created the business. But I only took my music seriously, which I didn't say earlier, once my mum passed away. So my mum passed away in 2010, and I remember going through her things and seeing an X Factor application where she got that for me. Oh,
I'm sorry about the loss of your mum.
Yeah, thank you. And I was like, oh my gosh. And
so your mum got that for you?
Yeah.
Oh wow, and you didn't know?
I didn't know.
Wow.
I didn't know because, and I remember the last conversation I had with her, I was on my way to the studio to do another recording session because I've been doing a lot of writing and I wanted to do an album. And she knew, so we were talking about, I remember saying to her, I'm on the way to the studio now, I can't really talk, I'm so annoyed. Had I known that was going to be my last conversation. But we had a bit of a chat, and then that was that. So she knew I was on my music journey at that point, but I was working full time at the time. I was a careers coach and a counsellor at that time, and so I was doing music at church and on the side. Once she passed away, I remember going into a deep depression, and I didn't do much for a couple of years, and that was before, you know, I started touring, and I got made redundant from my job, and I decided to enroll myself into an artist development course, and really try and see if I could do something with this songwriting and develop myself as an artist.
When you went through that deep depression, and just for anyone else that might be going through depression now, what were some of the things you kind of did to kind of, I guess, help you to kind of just live life, I guess, because it's really hard when you're going through depression to even want to get out of bed, want to wash, want to do anything.
The funny thing is that because I was a trained qualified counsellor at that point, so I knew exactly what was happening to me. But if I went back in time as a teenager and before I was a trained counsellor, I went through lots of depression because obviously what I told you, isn't it? I was bullied mercilessly, and so I remember even in my early 20s being so depressed, but still being a Christian. I'd go to church, I'd come home, and I'd feel so depressed. Wow. This was before my mum passed away, so I'd battled with depression anyway, and I remember once I got made redundant, my mum had passed away, and I was just sitting in it. I was just feeling the feelings. I was journaling. I was, you know, just walking. I was just being kind to myself. I would let myself sleep. I would eat. I would just be in my body, and it just allow myself to grieve. And be all right with that, you know? And I think sometimes we try to make ourselves get out of the depression and, you know, especially if you know why you're grieving. I knew why I was grieving, you know, so I just let myself grieve. Whereas, I know there's other people that have lost parents and they don't let themselves grieve and they just throw themselves into work, which is what I did when I was losing my marriage. I threw myself into it. I was sad, but I did that. And when I was younger, what I would do is I would throw myself, I would sing. When I was younger, I would get lost in music. I I would sing. I would take myself off to another fantasy world. My sister always says to me, "You live in a fantasy land." I'm like, "Yeah, I had to create it to survive." You know. I would do that. I remember also considering doing an overdose when I was a teenager, and I took loads of pills. And I remember waking up the next day going, "Oh, I'm still here." I've never really told anyone that, you know. Wow. I've never told anyone this.
And it's powerful.
That's how bad it was.
Do you know why you're laughing?
Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm thinking...
She's laughing now because she's still alive, that's why. Not because of the overdose.
I was annoyed. I was like, I'm still here.
Yeah. But I guess
I'm so glad, thank you, Jesus, you know, that it didn't work.
Yeah. And I think when you've got a purpose and a plan... and you're living in it, but you don't realise because you're going through so much, as you said, depression, the grieving, and what you've, obviously your story that you shared with us, it does seem like anyone at that point, and even as you said, as a young person, will just be fed up, especially if you're a young person going through school, having to live life, going through, you know, adolescent time, hormonal changes, being bullied. I've heard it so many times, even with young people that I mentor now, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to live. And it's a serious...
it is serious, and I shouldn't have laughed.
Yeah, no, but
I need to cut that out.
I stop. I guess the laughing for you is now.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Yeah. I guess you're laughing now to think what you're doing now. Yeah. You're making heads turn. You're changing lives with your voice. You're doing, as you said, you're doing something that you love. If someone said you can do this and you just won't be paid, you can live life good, but you won't be paid. You'll be like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Sing, yeah.
You still sing. So you're laughing at the fact that, wow, I can't believe that was a decision that I was making then.
I was so sad. I just didn't
But you was in your feelings. You were just like, I don't want to be, I can't live any longer. So let me do what I think I can do just to end it all now. But you're laughing in terms of, thank God, I'm still here. So I get it.
I woke up and I thought, oh, well, next time obviously I need to take more. That's what I actually thought.
Wow.
But somehow, I think maybe I had a tummy ache or I felt sick or something.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh, you know what? If I take more and it doesn't work again, I don't think I want to really endure this pain. So I just didn't do it again. Old? I was like 14, 15.
So I guess it was a time where your body's still going through changes. You're still understanding what life is, what life's about. You're being targeted at school. Kids are being unkind and cruel. There's a lot going on. And then you're still having to live life. You still have to do schoolwork, you know, I'm sure housework. And I think
teenagers, like in secondary school, they go through so much. I'm seeing my son now and I just feel like it's so much pressure.
It is.
You know, why does society set up to put the kids through so much pressure? Like why? But anyway, that's a whole nother.
I was gonna say story for another day, but it's the system that we made it to live in. That's why the system that is set up for some of us, unfortunately, to fail. But
we don't fit. Not everyone fits it.
Yeah.
And I think it's all right. See, thank God, I'm the mum that I am, and I'm the careers advisor. I am the creative. I am the entrepreneur, and I can see already that my son, this education probably isn't set up for the way he is. Yeah. But I'm supporting him outside of that. Yeah. To hone certain skills. Absolutely. You know, and letting him know that it's okay. Yeah. That, you know, there's other ways. Yeah. You know, absolutely. So you're not going to be defined by how well you do in an exam. That's just one piece of the puzzle. Yeah. You know, more. But that doesn't define you. Even if like he's into theatre. And we do auditions and stuff. And there was a time where we did so many auditions and didn't get any roles. And he was starting to get really, really down about it. And I had to say to him, look, whether you get the role or you don't get the role, it doesn't define you. Yeah. That is not success. You know, we have to not... And I know it's sad. And I'm not trying to rubbish any kind of... You know, you try, you don't get it. Obviously, you're going to feel sad. But don't let it define you, you know?
And it's good you just shared that little bit because you don't realise what you've gone through in life has made you the woman you are today. All those naysayers, those bullies, those jealous people that, you know, awful to you, it builds you up. It builds your character. It pours into the person you are now. It's made you the mother you are, to be sympathetic, to be caring, to understand, you know, when, you know, your child's going to school and it's just... They're not fitting in. Yeah. And it's not about you fitting in, actually. Yeah. You know, you are who you are. Exactly. You are unique. Just you know, just be you. I love it. So would you say to the person you are now, And thank you for sharing about your mother, and it was wonderful that she got that application form. You know, I guess that shows you how much she believed in you and your talents and gifts, you know, that came from your parents and, you know, by the grace of God. And, you know, and to have gone through that. And it's almost like you've had all these points in life that at any point could have really dragged you down and said, you know, I'm done. As you said, when you was 14, but in terms of even just sitting in a state of, I'm done with life. I'm not going to leave my door. I'm not going to get out. But it hasn't stopped you. And then to have gone through that, and then, sorry to have lost your mum, and then to go through depression, and then to be in a marriage where it hasn't worked out for whatever reason, but then to grieve that loss of a whole another human being that was there every single day, now no longer there. Then to think, what is going on in my life? This is, because then you have to look back, like, all these things happen, all these, like, through a timeline, and like, sometimes what's the point? Like, what am I doing? Then to come to Tashara, here you are now. Let's talk about that.
Okay. So fast forward some more years. I realised one day, after working that no, actually what happened was I started to have some health issues, and that started to make me think, okay, I'm doing all this work, I'm working, I'm earning all this money and whatever, but I'm still quite tired, I'm not feeling like I'm present for my son, and I'm doing all of this for him, well, for us, but I just still didn't feel like I had the quality of life that I desired for us. And I decided to slow down a little bit. So and
was it
really,
like money rich but time poor type thing?
Yeah, it was that basically. And also then my health started to suffer. So and also I'd been home educating him as well on top of it. So after COVID, I then took him, and I took him for a year and a half, and I was worn out after that point. He went back to school, and I could imagine. Yeah, I took myself off and I booked myself into, not booked. I signed up for a private members club, and I would just go there every day and just go to the spa. And just journal and just sit, and I'd do yoga, and I'd do what's that thing, sound meditation or whatever, and I was just searching, I was just searching, and after a while I realised I haven't prayed for probably years.
Oh wow.
I hadn't read my Bible for years, and I started to remember like who I was before. Like little, and it's like I feel like I slowed down enough to then hear God again. That's what I say.
Kind of lost yourself.
I lost, because remember I went through all that. I left church and everything, and I didn't realise I'd gone into this like what's that thing called? That's I'm losing my words nowadays.
That's okay.
Cut this part out.
No.
That's that New Age. I started to go into New Age. And I was doing tarot cards, I was doing sage, I was doing everything that I knew that according to the word I shouldn't be doing, but I was doing it anyway because I was so far from
searching and trying to find.
And also I was very aware that I had done church for a long time, and all that it ever brought me was pain. Is what I told. I guess the devil was telling me or whatever. So. And I've not told you many other things that happened while I was in church, but why? So massive part 2 or 3,
part 2.
Volume 1, 2, 3. So there's so much that I went through in church. I had really great times, but I had really dark times. And I said, I met my husband as a Christian. I obviously made the wrong choice. I clearly didn't hear God correctly. I didn't trust myself to make decisions anymore, and I was angry with God because he told me to marry the man, and now look what's happened.
So that was your thought process.
That was what I was thinking. And so that's why I just thought, well, maybe Christianity and God and Jesus isn't right, so I'm going to go and explore everything else. And I looked into African spirituality and New Age, and even a bit of like Buddhism. I was trying it all, man. I was just trying it.
Just like bit like a pick and
I
mix.
was trying everything. What's the other thing? Chakras and everything me I tried.
Oh wow.
But you know what I used to do? I'd stage the house in the name of Jesus.
Interesting.
Yeah,
we kind of have this, this kind of amalgamated, religion ritual thing, isn't it? And
but anyway, fast forward. There's so much more.
Then you've come back to.
It took a while
without the sage.
It took a while without the sage.
without
the pick and mix.
Without the pick and mix.
He started to talk to me. I started to read my Bible again. I started to pray again, and it's so funny that year. I really felt like I really wanted to document my life for whatever reason. Yeah. And during that documentation, I documented my return to Jesus, which I didn't even know I was doing. Yeah. And it was so interesting to see me just doing it and like listening. I'd start listening to gospel music, and then I decided I want to go to church, and then I decided after something I started to talk to Caleb, my son, about it, and then he decided to give his life to Jesus. Then my cousin, who's quite close to me, she decided to give her life to Jesus. Then fast forward some months, we'd all got baptized, and then I was documenting all of that, which then became my book, The Fragrance of Faith.
The Fragrance of Faith.
Yeah, which I then published. It got published last December 2025.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So that whole experience of, and obviously I dropped everything, all the stage and all the African spirituality, no more yoga, just everything, lock off, just me and Jesus, and just following, allowing that relationship to grow and me to grow through that. Yeah. And here we are today. I'm now on my bloom journey.
So tell us about bloom. What's bloom?
Bloom.
What's bloom? And she went, bloom. She messaged me, bloom. Let's talk about bloom.
So bloom came from, so like I said, I'm doing my deep work with God. I'm documenting it through my Fragrance of Faith Now book. And I was doing a study in Isaiah.
Okay.
And it's so funny because I'm reading Isaiah and I'm not feeling it at first.
Okay.
And I was like, do you know what? I might skip this book and come back to it later or whatever.
Very honest.
I said I might skip it because I'm reading the Bible in the year. So I'm now at Isaiah. Yeah. And I'm struggling with it. I'm like, oh man, this is like hard. Anyway, I decided I might skip it, but I said, let me just push another day. And then something happened and I just switched on, and I just started to really understand what I was reading. Yeah. And I started to see so much writing material come to life, and I was like, oh, I need to write a song with that and that.
Oh,
and that,
wow.
And that.
It's almost like you just got that, I don't know, that pushed up from the Holy Spirit, that revelation. And it's all coming together now.
Yeah, wow. Which is definitely an answer to prayer, because last year I was like, God, what should I do? What do you want me to do with, I felt like he wanted me to see, so that I want to use your voice, and I want you to sing my word. That's what I heard him say earlier in the year. And I was like, okay, how do I do that? And then, like I said, the word started to illuminate to me, and I started to see lyrics and patterns. And so I'm writing it all down, taking chunks of it and writing and just putting it there and experimenting with these songs. And then I didn't feel like those songs were the one. Pulled it all apart, and then I started to really go deep, and then the song Bloom came. So, and I was like, I was singing it through, and I'm crying. The song's really like, I'm like, yeah, this is something special here.
Core,
yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll release this at some point. And then fast forward some time, I felt like God was saying, right, when he got me to research how to release music, like just everything. I've been releasing music. I've been around professionals releasing music like for years. But I felt like God was saying, okay, if you're going to release music, you need to know exactly how you're doing it, but doing it the kingdom way.
I like that.
Not for clout, not for money, not for, you're doing it for my kingdom.
Fame, fortune, for his way.
So I wrote a book, actually, I'll show you in a sec. So it's called Release Your Music. Okay. And it's like the kingdom way, basically. Yeah. So, and the kingdom way is basically, I'm using my gifts for the kingdom. And, whatever he wants to do, he will do. And I'm following that. I'm about to release the song. I'm just documenting that. And then as I'm documenting it, I start writing this 30-day journey of bloom, which is like a devotional. about, you know, you die. I just literally died. I feel like my old self died,
Yeah.
and I came to life in
Nice.
God.
Yeah.
And then just the journey
That's
through.
a bit like the baptism, isn't it? Your
Yeah.
old self dies, new self starts.
So it's 30 days of that journey.
Amazing.
Basically, that's what Bloom, the book, is. I'm like, oh, cool, I've got a book and a song. Great. When shall I release it? And then I'm just chilling one day in like the cold plunge. And then I just get the download.
As you do, sorry.
The cold,
in the cold plunge.
In the cold plunge. And for the private members club.
The private members club.
I'm still a member of. And I feel like God's saying, right, you're going to release it as a live experience.
Wow.
I was like, really? That's a lot of work, Lord. Do I have to? I didn't want to do it.
When God speaks, he doesn't take it back. So.
I'm like, well, okay, you know what? I'll do it. If I put it out there and no one comes, at least I tried.
Yeah.
And then so I put it out there, and then people started buying tickets. I was like, oh, okay. There's so much more to the story, how the venue came, the musicians, and just the people that have come around to support this whole thing.
But the main thing I'm hearing is you, like Nike said, just do it. Because so many of us is sitting on gifts and talents and ideas and dreams that we are so scared of putting it out there because we're scared of the naysayers, we're scared of people might not like it. We always have these limiting beliefs in our mindset that it's not going to be what we want it to be. And to be honest, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Put it out there because there's 8.2+ billion people in this whole earth, maybe even more. Who knows? The jungles everywhere else. There's going to be your tribe out there that you're going to appeal to,
even
and that is waiting for you.
Even if it's for the one.
Even if it's for the one, no.
Even the one.
Absolutely. And that you will appeal to, and they'll be like, oh my God, this is what we've been waiting for. And you're like, who, me? Yes, you.
And the most important thing is that you're being obedient to the call.
Absolutely.
Like, you heard God tell you something and you did it obediently, whether you thought anyone was going to come or not, or like it or what. Like, the most important thing is that I was obedient to the call, and God is pleased with that. Yeah. And that's all that matters to me. Yeah. All I want to hear is, well done, my good and faithful servant. When I give it my last breath, I want to wake up and see the gates and be welcomed in. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. That is the mission. Yeah. That is the ambition, like, basically now.
I love that. The mission and the ambition.
The mission, the ambition.
The mission and the ambition.
Exactly.
I love that, Tashara. Amazing.
So that's what Bloom is about. The Bloom journey is about being connected to the vine. You know, when Jesus says, stay connected to me. Yeah. You know, and you blossom and you bloom as you stay connected. Absolutely. And you know, the word that I feel like is really holding Bloom at the moment in Isaiah is, behold, I'm doing a new thing. Yeah. Like, I'm like, God, you really are doing a new thing. Like, I'm just on this journey like everyone else. I'm just also a spectator seeing what God is doing. And it's so special to be a part of this journey and to remember when I was praying, God, what should I do? What do you want me to do? Yeah. And then the creativity that he's been giving to me and showing to me and guiding me to do. And I just feel like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I know something's coming. Yeah. Something else is coming because we've got the song, we've got the book, we've got the show. Come on. What's happening next, Lord? Like,
so talk about the show then. Tell us about the show.
So the Bloom Live is going to be the release. I'm going to release the song, so that will be the single release, and then the book launch. And I'll be sharing a selection of new songs that I've written recently that on this Bloom journey, and sharing that and the reflections from Bloom and probably the fragrance of faith and just my story on this particular journey. And it's just a night of reflection, encouragement, and me doing my part, you know, to share what God's doing in me. And hopefully it would be an encouragement to others to maybe who don't know God yet, to draw them closer, to who are walking with God, maybe to come in a bit closer. Those that are on the fence, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, bit lukewarm, to get hot. And be fired up for actually connecting to God and surrendering and trusting his way is better. Like, his way is so much better. The peace that I have and to see the transformation that he's done in myself, in my son, the fact that I can just relax and rest now, knowing that God is my provider. I'm not the provider, He is.
God's provider.
He opens
Absolutely.
the doors. He knows what I need. I don't have to worry. The other day, it's so funny because I really read the word a lot, and I sometimes get in my head about stuff, and then the word will just come to settle that thing. And it was like, I was like, oh, I'm doing this stuff and I don't know what's going to happen in my future when I'm old. You know, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to... And then the word came, like, don't worry about tomorrow. Yeah. Like, I know what you need.
Exactly. Today, yeah.
I know, like, yeah.
Absolutely.
If I look after the birds of the air and I clothe the fields, you know, of course I'm going to look after you. You're on mission for me. Are you going to be old and you're not going to eat? Really?
Yeah.
No, Tashara.
Exactly.
So that's, I was
lender
like,
and not the borrower.
Exactly.
Come on. Yeah.
I am above, I'm not beneath.
Yeah.
I'm a lender, I'm not a follower.
Exactly.
A borrower, I mean.
It's like the affirmations and speaking it over yourself. Could you speak life? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Yeah. So as we speak death into our situation, I cannot do this, I cannot achieve. We have to overwrite them, you know, change that, you know, those narratives into I can, I will, I am, I'm doing it already. Believing that things are done.
There's no such thing as can't. I have to tell myself that all the time.
There isn't. Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Everything.
All things are possible.
Absolutely.
My son was like, well, can I fly then?
I
was like, if God wants you to fly, then you'll fly.
Let's not try it now without wings. Like, get back to that one.
Exactly.
So what's the date of this Bloom?
So, Bloom is on the 20th of August, 2026.
20th of August, 2026.
It's going to be in Croydon. And all the details are on my website, tasharaforrest.com/Bloom. And
we'll put in the description as well. Yeah, we'll put that in.
There are different various options. If you can't make the night, we even have a digital option. So everyone can get in. What is it? I have to cut this part. Everyone can. Why do I?
I think she thinks we're going to be editing all these things.
We are editing.
We're not. So this is it.
So yeah, there's options for everyone. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, whether you're mobile, not mobile, you know,
in
you
the
want
country,
in the country, not international, you want to leave the house, can't be bothered, you're tired, whatever.
Want to watch it on repeat?
Want to come in person, don't come in person, on your phone, on the TV, on a laptop, on a tablet, anything.
It's not live stream. It is going to be professionally filmed and edited, so you'll get the video to watch as many times as you want on the digital option. As well as your ticket, you get a copy of the Bloom Journey book.
Oh, amazing.
So you're coming, so you'll be getting your book. And you'll also get the song as well.
That's amazing.
Bloom. And the digital tickets also get an ebook and the song as well.
Come on.
So,
if that's not value for money, guys, it's better than was it Big Mac meal and these happy steak. Come on.
And you get me.
And you get Tashara. And you know what it is? It's about supporting each other. We talk about supporting our community, supporting each other. And then you're like, oh, that's nice. I'll look at that another day. And actually that day goes into 2 weeks and go, oh, when was that show? Oh, I've missed it. Do it now. Get your tickets now and support Tashara and her dream. And it's about hearing that voice, because she could be singing you a message. You know, this could be something that you need to hear as well. Can we hear a little taste of something? A couple of 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
You can hear a little bit of Bloom, I suppose.
Oh, go ahead, go on then.
Bloom, cause you.
She's not shy, I can tell you that now. Go on.
I bloom, cause I know your love is near. I bloom, cause your peace comes over me. Every moment when you're with me, my heart opens up again. I bloom because you're near.
Yay! And I wasn't even going to try to be backing singer, so
I like the clicks.
I did the clicks instead. I'm like, that's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. And I just love your journey. And it's not saying I love to hear about being bullied and stuff, but we don't realise that those moments shape who we are now. The things that you've been through, you can actually speak into someone's life because you've been through it. It's all well and good reading a textbook on life and then trying to give someone advice. That person would know that you've been through because you're speaking from experience. You're speaking from hurt and pain, and that you've had to take yourself out of that. And as you shared, having depression is really tough.
Yeah.
It's not easy. When people say, I feel depressed. We need to stop saying that and putting it out there like, I've got a cold. It's not the same. A cold is not the same as having a flu. Depression is not the same as just having a stressful day and it's just, I need to go home and just unwind. Having depression is really serious.
Yeah.
And it takes sometimes some people weeks, years, even a long life of just having depression and being medicated. And it's so nice that you had recognised that, as you said, you've done your counselling, you kind of recognise, my mind's it's not like computing how it should be. Something's not right here. And then, as you said, you started journaling. I started going out, but there's so many people out there maybe going through that and don't realise what they're going through. So the fact that, you kind of sharing, that kind of journey, it might make someone go, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm not feeling myself today. I'm not feeling like I want to go through things. I'm feeling quite suicidal, actually.
Yeah.
And those thoughts and feelings are actually not normal. They're not good to have. Yes, we have them sometimes. They come and go, but then it's that kind of long lasting feeling like I really am fed up. And then it's wonderful having you here and talking, because as you just done that amazing song, Bloom, because you're blooming now, but it wasn't always that story. And that's what people have to realise. You see someone in your now moment not realising I've had that journey.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. It wasn't great. But yet, do you know what? I kept moving. I kept going.
Yeah.
I've kept my faith. And even talking about that, we need to do a part 2. Having that God-fearing journey, thinking, yes, I'm here, I'm arrived, God's really going to save me. And then all of a sudden, I'm now looking into Buddhism, New Age and stuff, because because I'm thinking, hold on, God, where is the God that I'm serving? Why is my life so like this?
Yeah. And
now I'm soul searching somewhere else. So people don't realise that is part of life.
Yeah.
But come back to God, come back to Christ, and really believe in yourself, because the fact that what I've seen in your journey, that it's like the enemy is just trying to take you off your course, knowing that you've got such a powerful end, and when I mean end in terms of before God takes you, you have this amazing voice that you need to share, and your journey to help and empower other people, that it needs to take you off your track. From when you was young.
From a long time, yeah.
From long time. And when you look at the journeys of, even Jesus himself, the Moses, the Elijahs, from their young, they've been going through issues and problems where the pharaohs and kings and stuff is trying to kill them or whatever, because the enemy can see, if this person rise,
it's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem. You understand? But you're here smiling, laughing, singing, got your show coming in August, I have to give you an applause. Well done.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming on the Anderson Show. Thank you for sharing. I would leave some of Tashara's information, the description below. Please like and subscribe and share. And this could be your blue moment yourself. So thank you and take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.